The Secret Heart by Henry Travers Edge, published in the July 1897 edition of the Irish Theosophist, read by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. The Irish Theosophist was the official magazine of the Irish section of the Pasadena Theosophical Society. The Secret Heart. This piece begins with a quote from The Voice of the Silence by H.P. Blavatsky. Then from the heart that power shall rise into the sixth, the middle region, the place between thine eyes. The heart doctrine, which we profess to embrace, means something more than mere feeling, however lofty. It includes also true wisdom, real sight, spiritual perception. For the mind reflects a state of feelings, and the mental eye can see clearly only when the heart is pure. The Voice of the Silence speaks of Kundalini as the mystic power that rises to the head and gives sight. When this power rises from the heart, that sight is clear and wisdom is attained. It is wrong to imagine that people who follow the heart doctrine sacrifice the pursuit of knowledge and devote themselves exclusively to the higher sentiments. Wisdom comes from the purification of the heart, and this wisdom includes and surpasses all mere head learning. This is shown very clearly in the quotation above, which refers to an actual process of initiation that takes place in the one whose heart has become pure. The scales fall from his eyes. No mere figure of speech. The human organism is a real thing and has its laws, its channels, its forces. Some day we shall have to verify this fact, but meanwhile we have to toil and suffer until we have conquered our impurities of heart. So we need not fear to lose wisdom by cultivating compassion. The two are inseparable. We do not desire the mere learning that comes from culture of the plexuses. It merely gives us faculties and endows us with gifts. It does not stir us from the prison of self, nor attune us to the collective harmony of souls. We are aware that the Kundalini can be made to rise from other centres than the heart and produce clairvoyance and a host of other acquisitions. But we know that the brain is the mirror of the soul, and unless the soul is pure, the sight will be obscure. Wisdom, not learning, is what we seek, and wisdom teaches us to adjust ourselves to the harmony of selves. All other knowledge merely adorns the self and swells the head. If thou wouldst cross the second hall safely, stop not the fragrance of its stupefying blossoms to inhale. But so many of us are yet in the first hall, if even so far that to us these stupefying blossoms seem the goal. These flowers of life are very alluring until we discover the coiled serpents under their leaves. Then do we realize that this is only the hall of learning, and that beyond lies the hall of wisdom. Purity of motive is the only safeguard. Therefore we must begin with some real desire to help our brothers, and to rise from selfhood to the union of hearts. There can be no mistake as to the true path for us who have the Voice of the Silence as a guide. It warns us against the heresies and snares that can come in our way, and resounds with the keynote of compassion. The chief obstacle is thirst for mere acquisition. He whose only motive is to acquire learning and powers will acquire delusion, and the most commonplace labour unionist is further on the path than he, for the former works from a true motive which will one day bring him safe to the goal, while the latter is only accumulating obstacles which he will have to break down. Let us cease to discriminate between compassion and wisdom, and recognise them as one. Let us not seek the warmth of the sun in the fires of earth, nor its glorious light in the pale one moon.